Okay, folks, that was just so weird. I stepped off the bike. I was actually kind of drowning on, let's just call it morning mucus. How's that for a name? The MM, double M, two times M. Jumped off the bike, clicky clacked over to the bathroom. Bathroom downstairs used to be at us at a neighbor's bathroom. I'm just waiting for the stream to come back live for me now. Everyone's probably thinking Colin just quit the ride. It's taking a while to connect today. You'd think like at 3:30 in the morning, I would have the world. Oh, I am back. Okay, I can see people riding ahead of me now. People are riding ahead of me. Oh, wow. I'm dead last, folks. How disappointing. How disappointing. So, and most people here now won't even realize that I started the stream again. Okay, so let me get figured out here. Trying to get figured out. YouTube is not receiving enough data. Yeah. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, I was just sending Anil a message there. When I jumped off, you could see me on video right now. I'm watching myself 30 seconds ago. I'm messaging Neil right now. So I jumped off my bike, which you probably saw, went to the bathroom. Let's just say I blew my nose like you've never seen. You don't want to see. I've changed my jersey. And just really pondering life at the moment. I'm not even sure how good this stream is right now. So weird, like you'd think that Starlink would be perfect right now. You'd think. So I think I'll jump back on, even though I don't feel like it. So my jersey was so wet. You know, you guys all know this. You guys, when your jersey's just soaked, how impossible it is to even pull it off. Actually, I gotta move some stuff around here. Like, it's like sweat saturation beyond sweat saturation right now. I'm actually going to fill one of my water bottles into another water bottle so I can actually drink it. It's one of those goofy... okay, it looks like the connection's back now. One of these goofy things, well, it's going to spill all over my table. So I will do a little bit of prep work here. And try to get going again. Telling you folks, this is really hard. And now I know why I bombed at this ride last time. This is exactly what it felt like last time. Check it out. Does it look delicious? So yeah, this is actually what's going on right now. I think Kyle's saying keep going, Colin. I think that's what he's saying. Might be some Bolton gibberish at this point. My mom was saying, because she was watching, I got her talking about Peter Kay. She'd never heard of him either because we've been out of the UK 50 years, right? But she said she was watching some people, I don't know, some are from around Newcastle, like with a brutal Geordie accent, which is, I guess, that's the accent I would have had. Could you imagine that? Oof, that'd be horrible. And see these dips? I hate you. You know why? Because when I was a kid, these were like this long, twice as long. Look at them now. Look at this. This is supposed to fuel someone. This is like extreme fueling. Actually, I love dips, Quaker Dips bars. They're like the world's greatest nutrition bar for cycling and whatnot. Yeah, I couldn't recommend them more. They're highly digestible when you feel like you're ready to kill yourself. The agony. How about this though? Look at this. Premier Protein. This is a Joey thing. She drinks these. She'll order like 12 4-packs of them at a time. 30 grams of protein. She hasn't worked out since high school. She does not need them. But take every supplement on the planet, every cleanser, every nutritional aid, gut this, whatever. I'm kind of scared to drink this right now. What do you guys think? I'll have a sip, see if I throw up. So yeah, these things are actually brutal to try to digest. So I'm doing this on purpose. You can see right now. Yeah, Kyle, thanks. I'm deliberately letting you see how painful it is to fuel when you're riding a bike if you have crap gear. Like I do. Like I can barely chew this granola bar. I don't even want to chew it. Now I know what energy gels are for. And you know, I think I said it a while ago, I've never had one energy gel in my life. And here's the result. There's no way you can eat these and keep riding. Absolutely impossible. I'm actually adjusting stuff over here. I'm trying to get this fan more on me. Trying to figure out something. So I am getting back on, folks. Don't worry. Here's my bike. What can you see? I'm trying to see what you can see. Okay. Here's the seat. I'm looking there. The fan is off over here. And it's at, I'd say halfway up the fan is at the top of my brake levers. So it's just kind of catching me at a 45-degree angle this way. I need it coming this way. The problem is, I have a microphone ahead of me, I have the monitor, I have the lights. I don't have any room behind me to like get the fans coming this way. I need to put some shelves up. Even with this couple of small box fans. Okay, so here's another thing that you don't think about. You know that little tray and stuff that you keep beside you? Well, when I move it over so I can reach my drinks and my terrible nutrition, it starts blocking the fan. So I'm trying to figure it out right now. I'm going to put that there. And put the leg over again. You know what I'm thinking? Clicky clicky. I'm already off. Where's my phone? Yeah. Well, I say on top. That's right. Okay, come on. This is what I do. Just struggle to breathe. Heavy metal shuffle. I'm on the road. It's me slapping the bass. Very quiet. 4 o'clock in the morning, folks. 4 a.m. This is the Colin Emerson Inside Cycling World Telethon for depravity and debauchery. Why? Why? Picking up some stragglers here. People that just said enough. Look up on the top right hand side of the screen. That rock outcrop. The moon is just behind it. Pretty sure I saw it earlier too. It's hidden now. Might be some lens flare, but I don't think so. Can you see the sweat dripping off me? Ah. What's the chance of me catching up with anyone? It's a sad walk of shame here. The walk of shame. Stay pedaling. Nice, Kyle. Nice job. Yeah, guys, I did step off. I had so much snot come out of my nose. It was just too early to start riding without me going through that morning routine. And I couldn't even breathe in that jersey. And Pavel, yes, Pavel. Keep going. Yeah, I know, man. This kind of climb it's just brutal to me. But yeah, thanks for watching. I've actually got, I thought, well, let's listen to some music, take my mind up, because right now I just can't stay focused. So I put some music on from the 80s. 80s like hard rock. Canadian band, you've never heard of them. I just saw them in concert about, I don't know, a month and a half ago. They were freaking awesome. Not really metal. They did tour with Judas Priest for a while though. So it's not like Metallica metal, more like Judas Priest. Who I think are like hard, heavy rock. Never really considered them metal. Metal is Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, stuff like that. Pantera. So I think I'll just keep chugging away. Just imagine the views. View count. 4 o'clock in the morning, folks. Is it? What time is it? Yeah, I guess it's 10 after 4 a.m. And I'm just over halfway up Mount Lemmon. We got someone named Marin up ahead. Looks like they've left too. Yeah, so I'll tell Joey I'm making a review on cooling systems, which will allow me to purchase those fans. Because I just can't do this anymore like this. Especially getting into the longer rides, you just get heat saturated. In the crank jersey, not as tight as the other one. Might feel a bit more comfortable when I get sweaty. And if I do, I'm gonna change it again. See if we got any chat action to take my mind off this. May not be much since it's so early. Yeah, the Sufferfest is on, Bashak. I stepped off, had to go to the bathroom, had to blow my nose, had to change my jersey, had to change my towel, had to try to eat something. Yeah, that's the problem, is fueling. I've had a banana, half a granola bar, one bottle of electrolytes, which suck, and I'm really hot. You can see how bad I'm sweating in here. I came back into the room from the bathroom. Smells like Louisiana swamp. 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Just, ugh. No wonder Joey Jojo hates cycling. But the goal is just to get up it. There. Go back to the app. Stop pedaling. So I think in reality I'm probably going to do like 2 watts a kilo all the way if I can. I'm not even doing that right now. At this point, don't care. By the time I get this done, Bashak, I'll have to go straight to the Bad Omberg crit race. Because we're going to climb for a bit here. Probably 5-6%. A little bit of flat. I can see there's a pink bubble. That looks like Lassa Ron, who stopped. And then there's Crew 24, 2 point up the road. Then Captain Klim Geist or something. Klim Guy. Can't see the full name, I don't think. Is 3 kilometers ahead of me. They just came out of that little flat section. might just stop pedaling again. Oh yeah, I'd love a power up now. Lowest gear, folks. Lowest gear. Yeah, I don't know what happened earlier, like, just so coincidental, I stepped off the bike. To blow my nose, I came back and the stream had shut right down. Just said poor connection. Maybe that Starlink handoff from one satellite to the next took too long. It says it's excellent connection now. I was trying to do everything live on camera for you. Oh, I'd love a triple cassette right now. Triple chainring in the front. I got a 3628 I'm rocking, and it's just grinding me down. What can you do except whine about it? Ow. A little tweak in my leg there. So you can see every time the power drops, that's me switching OBS to the app. Sorry, Studio to the app. So I got 650 meters to go. 649. That's how I gotta look at it. And my time could be worse than last time, folks. %9 here. Wow, forgot about this. 9.7. 36 by 28. Legs already beat up, so look at the RPMs. Just trying to keep them turning over. I think I'm suffering. Look at this guy up ahead of me. He's barely moving. Just thinking inside my head, folks. Breaking it into little chunks. Remember, there's no time cutoff for the challenge too, so if you find yourself in my situation, just take breaks. Don't step off for more than 2 hours straight if you really had to. That might happen. You might have a wild donkey outside you have to catch. You can step off and come back. Watch out, snakes chasing your car right here on that sign, see that? It's our usual joke here. Ears popping. Come on, baby. I'm gonna have to get off and blow my nose again soon. I think on this flat section, I just gotta jump off, run outside the room and blow my nose. Cool rock formations up on the right. Yeah, take a look in the middle of the screen. Top middle. Pretty sure that's the moon floating around up there. See that a lot on here. Windy Point Vista. Yeah, I can imagine the winds are brutal up here. Survival mode, folks. Survival mode. After this flat coming up, I think we got some steeper segments. I'm gonna guess 8-9% just for a bit. Then it's a long stretch of climbing. Whew. Dude, I'm never gonna turn off the resistance. It's never gonna happen. I'm not doing that. Yeah, 2:15 in the morning, Chris. I've cracked. Here, I do want to get off and blow my nose because it's unbelievable right now. struggling to talk. I'll be able to drink something, my incredible protein drink that it's milk based, so I might throw up. It's kind of tasty actually. So I'm going to scooch out of my room. Oh, it is long behind, so I've scooched out of the room, blown my nose with paper towel, and I'm watching myself drink my protein drink for the first time, and pretty soon you'll be seeing it having a second time. Dips bar, useless. Like you can see, they're so unchewable. Yeah, I can't believe I woke up for it either. And I was telling people earlier that it felt like I had like 3 1-hour naps or something. Like I'd sleep for an hour, wake up, sleep for an hour, wake up. So I never really got rested. I've had some brutal days this last couple weeks. Things might be on the upswing. We don't know. We just don't know right now. Like, I'm just dripping sweat. Yeah, I just wish I could have something that would just be instant calories. And you know what? This is exactly how it went down last time for me. That's why, if you've heard me talk about Mount Lemmon coming up, yeah, I went through this last time too, and I'm like, oh my god, like why? I thought I could get it better this time, but no. That's the problem. I don't do enough long rides. Velo Forte is best electrolyte protein bar stuff, only available in UK, EU though. I think they need a North American ambassador, so I think I need to talk to Velo Forte. Just rolls off my tongue. Velo Forte. We could start getting some promotion in North America. That's what a lot of these companies forget. They just don't. They don't promote anywhere. Oh yeah, I got a little towel over here. You know what? I think I could eat another banana too. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna take my shoes off because when I go upstairs, I'm gonna wake up Joey and the dogs. Be right back. Well, I'm back with a banana. Trying to get some calories in. Flapjacks. Okay, so flapjacks aren't actually flapjacks. Like a flapjack to me is a Western style pancake. That's what they used to call them. You gotta have yourself some flapjacks. But from the sounds of it, Kyle, flapjacks are a bar. 39p per bar. Like, you can't buy anything here for 39 cents. Yeah. I gotta do long rides. And I've said that before in my videos. You can go back and look. For me, cycling is, let's say, even half an hour to an hour of all out smash myself to oblivion. It's never just going long. And that's something I want to focus on. That's why I think to do a 1 hour, hour and 20 minute all out assault up a hill is fine. Like 12-14% gradient, 10-11 kilometers type thing where you're gonna climb 1,000 meters versus these that drag. Very painful for me. But we're back on. I had 3 calories. I'm good. Let's do this. My setup's terrible and I have so much stuff here. Let's see if I can move that over. How much longer is this going to take me? Oh, I was just about catching Lasseron and crew. And you know what? I still got a little chunk of climbing to do here, don't I? 550 meters to go, so this is the kind of game I play right now when I'm like messed up. What do we got here? Geology Vista Point. Make sure you got your old school camera. Make sure you actually carry a camera, not a cell phone. Here, I gotta adjust my shoe a bit. So soaked, folks, I had to change my shoes. Yeah, this is a Geology Vista Point, isn't it? Look, Lasseron, he decided to start taking some pictures. Never got back on the bike. He's just taking photos. He's even giving me some draft there. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Oh. A bit of downhill caught me off guard. Wow, look at all the people that are done. Good job. Oh, Bart Vandenbrak. I think I've seen him before too. He shut her down. Yeah, look at these rock formations. So like, see these here? Talked in a previous video? That's kind of like a hoodoo right there. On the right. There's a hard rock on top. You can see the difference in the rock colors, like a lighter to a darker rock. One of those rocks is like differential erosion. And one's harder and the stuff down below is softer, so it erodes differently at a faster rate, maybe a slower rate, and creates these really neat features like little towers with like hats on top of them. A hoodoo. A who what? A hoodoo. So I got a bit of climbing, grinding to do here. I know Kyle was asking before about methane permafrost. Yeah, lots up north. Made me think about the oil sands for some reason. How? So we have huge oil sands deposits here. And so if we just go back in time a little bit, back in like the 1800s, you got to realize before there was fossil fuels, for your home heating, lights at home, you were burning like whale oil. So whales, a lot of them, pretty much hunted to extinction for their oil. So you could have lights at night so you could see and you weren't living like an absolute caveman. So I'm sure there's other parts of the world that happened, but the way I learned it, I think it's somewhere in Pennsylvania. They would skim oil off of rivers. Now you're asking, well, why would there be oil on the rivers, Colin? Well, let me tell you, class. Just natural seeps from the earth. So not oil, all oil is buried deep underground. Some of it's very close to the surface and it can come out. 8% here. So these guys would skim the oil off the surface of the water. It was extremely expensive. Like, I think I heard something like back then it was $150 a barrel. It just burned better than whale oil, as you can imagine. It's just the amount of energy in fossil fuels. I hate even calling it in hydrocarbons. There's just so much energy packed into a small amount of space. It's pretty hard to beat. So anyways, they skimmed the oil. There's oil seeps all over the world. There's places all over the world that are like on fire. They've been on fire for hundreds of years. Same thing happened up at Fort McMurray in Alberta. Exact same thing. Now, I'm not an expert on the oil sands. I'm a little bit of a geologist. I got a little bit of knowledge of it. I'm not an environmentalist, like in the sense that I think it should be shut down, but you should learn what it's all about. Look at all angles. So the Fort McMurray Formation, that's the name of the geological formation, named by someone or named after the old Fort McMurray, I would assume. Probably, who knows, it could have been a Hudson Bay Trading Company fort. And whoever was doing the mapping up there for them said, hey, we're going to call this the Fort McMurray. Why? Oh, it's when you get to this depth, you come out of the shale and there's a big sand. We're going to call that the Fort McMurray. It could have been called anything. Hoodoo Vista Point, look at that. I just said it. So yeah, there you go. They call them hoodoos as well. Ours at Drumheller are better. Only reason I'm saying that is because there's a bunch of coal seams in them. And you can see the coal, so it's really gray, tan, black, gray, tan, black, gray, tan, black, all around the canyon. And you can see it for miles and miles. You're basically doing stratigraphy without even realizing it. When you look around the valley and go, oh, those connect. Oh yeah, that would connect to that one there. That's stratigraphy. So anyways, the Clearwater member of the Fort McMurray Formation is where all the oil sands come out of. There's a giant river valley up there. And I think it's the Athabascan people over there. I forget the names. Just forget the names for now. Which is, I don't mean it that way. But the river, remember what I said too, not all oil-bearing zones are buried deep underground. In places, it's only 50 meters underground, 150 feet, such as in the Clearwater member of the Fort McMurray Formation. The river valley has carved down and through it for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe thousands. The oil in the Clearwater member has been leaking into the environment there. Leaking into the rivers, the water sources. It's just the way it is. So this was discovered. They developed ways to cook it up, basically steam the oil out of the sand to give you nice, safe oil. You don't have to get it from Saudi Arabia. It's kind of, when I really get ticked off about it, it's kind of an environmental cleanup, in a sense, that they're stopping the oil now from getting into the river at any cost, because now they actually know what it can do to people. So they're scooping it up and using it. Think of it that way. until we get to the point where we can store all of the solar power and wind power that we can generate here, you gotta have a backup. Gotta have a backup. Fossil fuels are an instant backup. Back to that Pennsylvania story. When they started skimming oil, when they learned that they could access it and source it, it kind of stopped a lot of the whaling going on. They were like, oh, we got the oil here, and we make more money off it. We don't have to go into the oceans and go whaling. So it kind of started like the transitional phase away from whaling. I guess much the same as green power, whatever you want to call it. If it's green, it's just a word. Is transitioning us away. I kind of believe we need both right now. And I always say to people, love it. Wish I had solar panels everywhere and wind power. But a good week of -40, you'll change your mind real quick. Because there's no backup. There's no... I guess we don't have batteries underground everywhere to keep everyone's houses warm. That's the reality of it. We live in an environment that's too cold. I guess the only solution would be we should all move to the same warm spot of the world and all live 8 billion people packed together. That's a solution I thought about. Let's see if I'm getting any hate in the chat. Bolton, Greater Manchester. Yep, okay, I know that. Yeah, Stephen's up by Edinburgh. I knew that. Kyle's asking about fracking. Okay, so Kyle, I missed that question earlier. They don't do any fracking, I guess conventional fracking up at the oil sands. Basically what they do, and it's gotten even more high tech, like really high tech. I think that Devil's Hole you're talking about is that fire that's been burning forever too. There's lots of those around the world. Francisco here, Mumolo, WTF, whatever. Exactly, that's how I'm feeling right now. What the... So the way they do the oil sands, there's multiple ways to do it. Kind of the general way, drill a well up above, go lateral like that, turn it sideways and go underground for like a mile. Then, wow, yeah, that's totally different. There's different oil sands deposits in Alberta. Some are very shallow, like I mentioned before, where you're basically just stripping off the topsoil, going down 30-40 meters with huge equipment, digging it out of the ground. There's other oil sands where they'll drill multiple well bores, and one they inject steam into it. It's called SAGD, Steam Assist Gravity Drainage. It's a big thing over here. So you're pumping hot steam into the ground to kind of like cook up the oil and make it flow more, to get it out of the ground. Of course, to produce that steam, it takes energy. That's why we're so horrible people over here that we emit CO2, because we do that to get that oil out of the ground by producing energy in the form of steam to cook up the oil. Yeah, Stu, I'm the last one out here. I've taken a couple breaks already. You can see how far behind I am. I'm the last one on the course. I mean, there could be someone join now and just pass me. I guess they can't jump. Oh, I guess Neil jumped off, or I don't know. I can't really see anyone anymore. It's a lonely existence out here. Fracking, Kyle, is where you drill a well, and nowadays you always turn it and go sideways, underground. Like, let's say you're 1,000 meters down, 3,300 feet, 3,400 feet. You drill sideways for a mile. Yeah, the stream disconnected, Neil. When I jumped off, it actually disconnected. I didn't turn it off. So you drill your well, down, you land it in the zone like landing a plane. That's what I do. You go sideways as far as you can. Then there's they set all sorts of tools and packers down there. They pump nitrogen and like really, really good sand down there. And try to like put little mini fractures into the rock. So like the fracks I did, propagation. How far does the frac go? Maybe 20 meters. And I'm 1,000 meters underground. So it's not getting to the surface. So yeah, that's like so common over here to do that. Basically, if you don't frack it, you can't get that porous, really high quality sand to act as a really good straw into a low quality rock. If we weren't fracking, we'd probably be importing every bit of oil from overseas, and it'd be a totally different reality for us. We wouldn't have the big stick. Someone else would be making all the rules up. Fracking totally changed the industry. And you know, all that oil sand stuff that you see up in Fort McMurray that looks terrible, take a look at some of the stuff they've reclaimed. Like, I took an entire year-long 10-course program at the USC, University of Calgary. Got me nowhere. Again, my career has just failed. And they showed the reclamation that they do. You couldn't even tell it was there. You could not tell it was there. And it's not like they just covered it up. They take it all out. They clean it all out. Sifting it, cleaning it, washing it. Yeah, it looks like a garbage pile. It's kind of like, I guess, when you work on your house. Here's the simplest thing. You're working on your garden in the backyard. You're putting a new sod. You're putting soil down. You're putting rocks in. Building some retaining walls. It looks like a crap hole when you're doing it for a month. You get it done, it looks all nice. So they have to reclaim everything. They have to put the environment back the way it was. And then I hear people say, oh, it's so big, you can see it from space. Well, guess what, folks? You can see anything from space nowadays. Like, that's one of the dumbest arguments. But if you really did look it up, look up Fort McMurray, find the oil sands operations, start zooming out. Probably after your second or third zoom, you won't even see it anymore. It's just surrounded by thousands of miles of trees. The water for the people up there, the indigenous people, is better than it's ever been. 200 years ago, they were drinking straight oil out of the water. It was all contaminated. So, you know, hopefully we can push to green power, but have sources of energy to back us up. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you've never gone through minus 40, you've probably never gone through minus 20. Minus 20, one night your house will freeze up. Yeah, there's tons of oil fields off of in the North Sea there on the east side of the UK, between Norway. Did you guys know that that's actually called Doggerland? D-O-G-G-E-R land, Doggerland. So way back when, I was talking earlier about it, you won't see wells drilled on hard rock. You need a basin. There's no oil in granite or igneous rocks. Yeah, Doggerland, exactly. So the North Sea is very shallow. I think Stephen Cycles earlier said that's why it's so rough. True. It's a shallow sea. They found all sorts of stuff down there from people that used to live there. Guess what? When the climate was different. The climate's different. It's not static. So if you're building your house on the Miami coast, the beach, that's on you. It's going to change. So Doggerland was the UK itself, the island was connected to Europe fully. There was a walkway right through there. Sea levels were 300 to 400 feet higher. 300 to 400 feet. So again, Doggerland was basin. There was sediments being deposited there, shed off from other areas. Oil does not form in igneous or metamorphic rocks. What is a metamorphic rock? It's a rock that's been subjected to heat and pressure and changed, cooked. It's only sedimentary rocks. Limestones, sandstones, siltstones, shales. Shales, tight, low porosity. We frack them. Let's get the oil out. Here's another thing for you. In Alberta, we have a public database on every water well in Alberta. Mine's 90 feet deep. The deepest wells in Alberta are 300 feet deep. The deepest. Anywhere we're fracking, we can't frack near those wells. You just can't. Yeah, there's oil there. In fact, you can go back and find tons of pictures. I just saw some a few days ago on Facebook. Oil wells, like one after another, sitting on the beach. I think at Huntington Beach. And currently, there's California, anti-oil state, has oil wells pumping away in buildings that are fake. That sounds so, it's like such a conspiracy theory things. They're like camouflaged not to look like an oil well. California has tremendous oil deposits. But yeah, let's just say we hate oil. I'm telling you, 1 week, you can take 10 below. 1 week. You'll pray for oil. Yeah, there's lots of oil wells there. Actually, Bakersfield, that's more inland. Huge oil country there. But like in LA, oh, we don't agree with oil and gas. It's still producing. La Brea tar pits, that's a natural oil seep right at surface. So yeah, all my stuff was drilled far underground, nowhere near anyone's water. Am I saying that people's water can't be affected? No, I'm not saying that. So when you drill a well, you drill something called a rat hole. Maybe 200 meters deep, maybe 200 feet deep. Then you put a casing down there, stainless steel casing. That's to protect any shallow waters. Then you drill the well. Then if you think it's worthwhile of production, you'll set more casing down the hole to stop any natural gas or oil escaping into other zones. Yeah, I've seen that in downtown London, for sure. There's a charge for driving cars downtown itself. I guess it's just there. It's like, that's what they got to do. It's so congested. Like, what's the population of London? 10 million? I don't know. Pull up a map compared. I do this kind of stuff all the time. So I say I'm a nerd, or I think I told someone else. I might have said it earlier today. I feel like I've been awake for like 12 hours now. That I call it derping out. 8 million, okay? Alberta has 5 million. Go find a map comparator and compare the city of London to the size of Alberta. I've looked before, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's 6 Englands or 6 UKs can fit into Alberta. And then you're talking like, what, 65 million people. It's just really congested there. It's different here. Like, I live 25 minutes from the nearest town. The nearest place that I can buy fuel, or buy a loaf of bread, or buy a jug of milk. There's no public transit. Yeah, so you get $12.50 just to drive into town, yeah. I don't know. If I was running the world, I'd be using all our oil and gas to fund green projects. I know they're working on all these big battery projects. They're basically like an earth battery. I don't know how they work. It's some kind of a salt-based battery system that's in the ground. So then you can store all that solar power. My neighbor has a full 64 panel system. He doesn't store it. That's the expensive part. 30 grand for the system, maybe 40 grand. The batteries are brutal. Guys, I think you really distracted me there on my ride, which is good. I haven't even been thinking about it. Oh, okay, there I am. 343 meters of climbing still to go. So this will be epically worse than my first climb up here. However, I wasn't talking last time. I wasn't trying to be the geo stud. I've still got 2 more people ahead of me that are broken down. I'd hate to get that far and then pull out. So yeah, if we could use all our oil and gas as clean as possible to fund green projects, that would be great. Governments don't seem to be doing that. They just say they are. Politics, the shimmy sham. Go back into the chat because it is very good at distracting me. Yeah, you're right, Kyle. Like, think about it. Everyone wants their solar. Like, there's so many different ways to look at it. Like, yeah, if I could afford solar panels right now and a battery system, I'd have it. I don't feel like dropping 50 or 60 grand so I can save $300 a month. Yeah, and the problems with those hydroelectric dams, everyone gets displaced. There's tons of dams in Canada, a lot in Quebec, a lot in British Columbia. We don't have that in Alberta. It's flatter. We don't have the right kind of river systems for it. Think of all like the wildlife, the indigenous artifacts and stuff that get displaced. Nowadays, we're all about protecting, you know, indigenous groups and that, but hey, let's just flood their land. Have at her. Yeah, and cobalt and lithium. You need those good batteries. I do, guys, all my power tools are 40 volt electric. My chainsaw, my weed whacker, my hedge trimmer, all my drills. I have 18 volt and 40 volt, all Ryobi. Yeah, they all need those minerals that are mined in the most miserable conditions around the world. But hey man, you're green. You didn't do it. Someone's living a terrible life to get that stuff. It's just the way it is. What can we do about it? What's the solution? Pay them a working wage? Well, now your battery costs 10 times more. How do we want to do it? I have no solution. I'm just ranting out loud here. I love my electric stuff. It works great. Like, I was shocked how good my electric chainsaw was. In the cold, I only get about 15 minutes out of it. Full charge. Big battery too. Actually, no. Well, my first one were 4 amp hours. They're probably $200 to $250 a battery. $250. The big one is $400. 15 minutes to charge. Yeah, exactly. Think about all the people that were displaced behind that Three Gorges Dam. Millions of people. England is the 3rd most popular country in the world per square kilometer. Yeah, I think we're less than 2. It's probably gone up a little bit lately. 2 people per kilometer. But there's parts of Canada that are just pretty much unlivable. Sometimes I think Alberta is unlivable. It's like one solution causes another problem. Yeah, let's all switch to batteries. Okay, well, there's going to be millions of people in Africa living like slaves again. Yeah, that's right. Like Stu, like that's my thing. I look at them and go, okay, $30,000 to $40,000 now to save $300 a month. I have my banker who saved my ass a few times. He says he's gone through all the numbers. He goes, it makes no sense. The payout is just too long. Okay, Neil, 246. So the first time when I did it, it was 255. So it is tough. Today, I don't know what I'm going to be. Could be 12 hours. Kyle's done, yep. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no problem, Kyle. I love it. I was really struggling. Even though I'm not pushing any big numbers, I actually feel okay now. Like, I think my body's woken up. What time is it now? 5 o'clock in the morning. So I've been going for 2 hours and 45 minutes, I guess. I'm awake. I'm wide awake. But that first hour was just horrible. I think overnight racing is not for me unless I train for it. Yeah, Stu, we got the same thing here. So I look totally different earlier. What does that mean, Neil? I look better or worse or more awake, more haggard, like a beaten man? Give me some adjectives here. Is that the right word? I don't even know. It's still early. I feel like normal Colin right now. I feel normal. The end is near. My brain was saying, just be done. Yeah, dude, when I stepped off the bike, I was like, I might die today. This could be my last day on earth. I'm not sweating like I was before. In fact, like now, you can see, like, look at my hands now. I was just like soaked. This jersey is like not sticking to me. It's a bit damp. Yeah, well, went through my brain for a second when I stepped off. I just have to get all the snot booties out of me. But yeah, I'm still going. Yes, Stu, same thing here. There is an energy buyback here. So if you, yeah, thanks, Neil. It was great. I just wanted to see if I could actually do this. Probably the first race I'm going to finish dead last, but that's okay. It's Mount Lemmon. Oh, orange, green, yeah, traffic. Yes, Stu, they have the same thing here. Energy buyback. But you can only produce so much extra. And now I've seen talks like in Australia, there's a dude. He has so many solar panels. So he was the guy that bought into it. Yeah, save the earth. Okay, I agree, save the earth. But has so many solar panels, now he gets charged extra to store his electricity, the excess he produces. It costs him so much that he has a sign up, come charge your car for free. My neighbor has the same issue. He goes, I can only sell back so much. Well, technically I'm last, but I don't care. Like, the way I look at it, I've got the hardest ride out of this challenge done first. I didn't do all the Mount Diablo stuff. My climbing is really not on par right now. Chris, yeah, do you drink coffee? Well, I had 2 sips of coffee. Like, my coffee cup's over here. And I don't do anything until I have 3 cups of coffee in the morning. Even on, like, when I used to work. I might have a cup in here, drink 3, 4 at work. I live on it. I don't have energy gels. What's RPE? Repeated something. This is just me struggling. I will be making a pot of coffee. So I made an instant coffee this morning and had 2 sips and then realized I won't have time to drink it. I think I jumped on the bike with 2 minutes to go. It's gonna be a rough day today. I really hope Joey's not expecting me to do backflips around the house today. Build something. Yeah. Relative perceived effort. Yeah, okay. I didn't know that, guys. But, you know, like, do I feel like getting off right now and going and making a coffee when I'm already, like, an hour behind everyone else? Not really. I think I'm just going to struggle. Well, I don't have a nosebleed, but man, my nose is running so bad. Yeah, I need caffeine. Especially when I usually drink so much of it. So once I'm done this, I'm going to hang out for a bit. No nappy poos, nothing. Get ready for the Team GRC Sunday short race. Get in it. How am I doing, folks? Am I getting anywhere near the end? Okay. Having a look. Oh my, I'm 8 kilometers behind the second place rider. Second last. Wow. That's insane. I know on my first break, I think I lost almost 4 kilometers to Neil and Kyle. So... I figured, I figure if I can just get through this next, what is it? We got 240 meters to go. I'm going to say 140s in this chunk, and there's maybe 100 at the last. Well, I know there's 100 at the last chunk because I talked about it. I'm going to be able to coast downhill for a bit, just get through. No caffeine, energy gels. Companies, hey, wouldn't this be a great time to sponsor someone? Colin over at Inside Cycling World needs a real energy gel sponsor to step up and help me distribute their product from like an average real dude, not some pro athlete who's telling you, what I do 12 Ironmans a week. This is what, that's not us. Maybe some of you are, not me. I think about this a lot. Some of these companies got to realize who their demographic is. Some of the ambassadors can't even relate to what we're doing. It's my opinion. They're on a different level, or they're not really that invested. Yeah, there's an energy gel beside me in Saskatchewan, Sun Honey. Messaged them, didn't hear anything back. I'm sure they're busy. To hear from me means nothing. Before next time, I will definitely go invest in some. So the first time I did this, I would have been finishing right now. And I was like a train wreck. Absolute dumpster fire. Cried. Laid in the shower. I had the crying game playing in the background, one of those scenes. Boy George just belting it out. It wasn't that bad. And I'm going to be slower today. I think today will be the starting time. So hopefully we still got some people here to chat me up. We can talk whatever you want. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that downhill part. Yeah, I've heard about this bicarb soda stuff too. Like, I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I thought about that too. Like right now, I need like a pack of sugar from a coffee shop, like paper. Just open it up and down it, and then maybe a sprinkle of salt, straight out of the salt shaker. But obviously I'm not going to make coffee right now. I've come this far. We haven't come this far just to come this far from a wise man. We didn't come this far just to come this far. Let's keep going. We're not quitting. Yeah, every time I do someone stopping again here. No, I'm not stopping. It's just I'm switching. Yeah, I'm at 84 XP right now. Might level up again soon. Bar's getting pretty close. So 7.5 kilometers to go, 200 meters climbing. I'm doing 12 kilometers an hour. It's not going to take me half an hour. Please no. I just want to get on that downhill. So I think I'm about 2 kilometers to the downhill. Yeah. And then I'm going to coast for about 4 kilometers. And then a little bit of climb. Done. Then get some caffeine. So I have had I've had a banana and a half. Some of those terrible non-digestible bars, probably made of sawdust with a bit of artificial flavoring. 2 sips of coffee, 2 sips of protein shake. I do have some electrolytes. I think it's terrible stuff though. Terrible flavor. This is like that ride where you're just like, I just got to get home. I just got to get home. So according to what I remember, I got about 80 meters of climbing before the downhill. Falls flatty down. See if I got any chatters here. Yeah, I know. Pavel, you're right. Like a real, what I call full strength pop. So it's called a pop here. We don't call it soda. Actually, it's funny too. You can find maps of Canada and the US, and the northern parts of the States calls it pop as well. Soda in the deep south. And the running joke is like, in Texas they call it Coke. Everything's a Coke. That's the running joke. Okay, Neil's off show. Yeah, awesome, Neil. No, guys, everyone do their own ride. No one has to say they'd stick with me. It's all good. I'm the one that stepped off. I'm the one that got up too early. Stu says, the descent before the final climb. Ramp the power rate up for a few seconds and almost coast the first 50 meters of the last climb. Okay. It's real downhill, not just falls flat. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah, so I'll just get off here when I'm done. Yeah. Like, when you see pros drinking Cokes at the end, or even drinking like a mini Coke, 10K out from the finish, you know what's up. Pure sugar, jet fuel. So I'm on some organic electrolyte that has like no calories in it. I don't know why Joey buys it for me, but she does. I'm like, give me Tang. I just need Tang. Sugar. Yeah, so when I'm done here, I'll strip out of my gear. Probably towel off. Probably want to I'll make coffee. And I probably won't shower. Just the inside workings of Inside Cycling World until after I do the Bad Homburg criterium stuff. I gotta feed animals, and there's nothing better than after a hard effort, even though it's early in the morning, getting in a hot shower and then laying on that couch, just watching random garbage. How to fix things. Maybe I'll be looking at caffeine fueling today. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna buy some energy gels and stuff, just random brands, and I'll give you my review of them. Like total noob, derps out, and tries 5 different energy gels. Oh, Chris, we got, there's 4 horses outside, but I'm not feeding them yet. I got 24 acres of pasture, so they're still kind of nibbling it down. There's 3 goats. There's 3 pigs, 2 males and 2 one male and 2 females. One female has had piglets, so she's got 4 piglets that are so healthy, so cute, and they're like mini pigs. These are pet pigs. I guess you could eat them if you want. I'm not planning to. And the black one, I think her name's Charlotte or Fern, I don't know their names. I just feed them. She's gonna have piglets soon too. I've got 2 donkeys, Louie and Marshall. Actually, we listed both for sale. Whichever one sells first, we keep the other one. Because they fight so bad. They're not fixed, right? But some of these animals, even if they're fixed, they still go at it. And it's not fun fights. It's like I'm out there running around like a madman, trying to separate them. Yeah, I'm getting there, guys. I could have been like one of those bubbles on the route before, right? So yeah, one of those donkeys is gonna go, and then we can let the other one out. Like, poor Marshall is in his own pasture. He has no one to live with. He hates it. So either he goes to a pasture with other animals that he can take care of, or Louie has to. You notice I haven't got out of the seat once. Oh, Chris is a vet. Awesome. Okay, yeah, awesome. Sheep, horses, chickens. Yeah, we've got a chicken coop and a chicken run. Just haven't gotten the chickens yet. The pigs are fun, but Chris, you probably know, doing small animal, they have a high mortality rate. It's kind of sad. We had 8, there's only 4 left. We've got 4 horses here. Believe it or not, we had 13 horses at one point. Too much work for me. So yeah, in the wintertime, I have to feed the horses every day. We got to get hay brought in or pick up grain. That's the most work. I mean, the small animals, they're easy to feed. You just got to make sure you do it twice a day, sometimes 3 times. Cat hotel, I should do something like that. Joey's talked about that. Oh, sorry, I was just checking to see where I was. Insta stop. Yeah, we've talked about doing that here, like having a dog boarding. I mean, I don't have the facilities yet, but I mean, I used to have 52 dogs. I used to go dog racing all over Western Canada. I know about animal care, keeping dogs warm in the cold, keeping them happy, keeping them well fed, nutrition, conditioning, training. Pretty much every race you go to, if it's a big race, you do a vet check for them to check your dogs out, and they're always like, these are the healthiest dogs I've ever seen. Their weights are like, you know, it's like anything I always say to people. Take 30 kids in a class. It's going to be the same as that for dogs. You've got 30 dogs, they're not all going to be perfect weight. Some are going to be overweight, some are going to be way underweight, some are going to be average, some are going to be extroverts, some are not going to talk. Same as dogs. Did that 20 years. Got out. I got back into bikes in 17. I got out of dogs 7 months later. It was like I couldn't do both. Okay, I just want to get back in the chat. Why won't I just stare at this now? Okay, I'm trying to read this. Yeah, exactly, the cycling vet. I love it. Yeah, guys, like I feel good right now. I don't feel like I'm cramped up. Am I tired? Yeah, of course I am. Of course I'm tired. Everyone was tired after this ride. So, looks like I'm on the last little bit of the climb here. Then I get to coast for a bit. Yeah, I generally have to wait to have a shower because it'll heat me up too much. And then I get out of the shower and it's like I need another shower because of all the sweat. Yeah, the Iditarod is awesome. I've been to it. I had a friend run it in 98, 99, and 2000. I had another friend who I bought dogs off of before he became a brand name. He finished 4th at the Iditarod, I think in like 2002 or 3 or something. It's a tough event. Animals and humans are pushed to the utmost limit. Accidents happen. You know, there's vet checks for the dogs. No one checks on the humans though. It's like 350-pound dudes can show up with heart conditions. And yeah, go for it, dude. Are your dogs healthy? Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, exactly. Those Alaskan Huskies, I'm so glad you're here, Chris. Awesome stuff. There's nothing that can touch those dogs. They will run forever. You just got to learn to pace them. That's the hardest thing. You got to decide, what kind of dogs do I have? Do I have sprinters or do I have pacers? Some dogs, like an Iditarod dog, it doesn't sprint. It trots at best. Or does like a shuffle. 10, 11, 12 miles an hour. But you might call upon them to do it for 8, 12, 16 hours straight. Would you do that at the Iditarod? No. You'd probably run 6 on, 6 off. But if it was a one-day race, you don't have time to rest. You might run them like 12, 14 hours straight with little mini snack breaks. Yeah, they can run people into the ground. And even the sprint dogs, up in Anchorage, well, there's Anchorage and Fairbanks, Rondy. It's called the Rendezvous. Super famous race. It's 3 days through the city streets and out into the country. There's a 20-mile circuit there where the dogs, the track record is like, it's either 58 or 59 minutes for 20 miles. I know we all sit in our cars. 20 miles an hour is fast. They're pulling a human on a sled who's banging into things, up and down hills. What's even crazier is that for a short time, I owned the dog that set that track record. There was a guy up in Edmonton, Mark Hardum, really successful in dogs. He had a dog named Nina, that's her name. Just a mutt. All these champion sled dogs are mutts. They're not these beautiful, majestic huskies that you think of. They're crossbred for performance. Doesn't matter what they look like. And yeah, so he gave me Nina and 2 other old females to help Addison, when she was a little girl, run some races. So way back when, I had 2 12-year-old old female sled dogs at Addison's first race, which she won. Yeah, the dogs do enjoy doing it. If you have a dog that doesn't want to do it, You can't make them do it. You just can't. They'll just sit down. So, out of the 52 dogs I owned, I probably had 2 or 3 that had never ran. They just became yard dogs. They were just never into it. Or then I'd have something really cool happen, like with this one dog named Casper. White. He had that albino eye look. His eye, all around his eyes was pink, like whitey pink. No color to his eyes, pure white. And he was like, I don't know how to say it, but like if you had to relate him to like the mental health world, he was like out of it. That's all I can say. The worst of the worst, scared of his own shadow, this and that. The first time I hooked him up, he was like an instant superstar natural at it. And like the smile on my face when he was like that, it was like really cool. To see a dog that was so kind of messed up in the head, just take to it. Like, it's so in their genes. It's just like other dogs. Certain dogs want to go chase things. Certain dogs want to chase after a ball. Sled dogs want to run. So I did both distance dogs, up to 330-mile races in Saskatchewan. Sometimes it would be more like 2 days to 40 miles. You race a Saturday, you race a Sunday, overall time, just like a stage race. You guys know. Most of my friends are like, how do you know who the winner is? Well, you didn't win day 2, so how do you win? Lowest time. Oh yeah, the dogs love it. The dogs absolutely love it. You just have to know when the dogs, you're watching certain signs, and you got to realize too, when you're training a distance team, I guess even a sprint team, you're staring at those dogs for so long, you can instantly see when something's up. Like I can see when there's like a little hitch in their gait. I'm like, uh-oh, something's bugging them. Could be something simple, like they got like an ice ball in their foot. Stop the team, dig out the ice balls. That's why we put booties on them. Putting booties on is a real pain though. Just imagine you put booties on. Booties, they're probably about $1 each, times 4 for a dog, times 12 dogs. You got $48 worth of booties. You go through a stretch of gravel, and they're all shredded. Okay, there's $48 gone. Maybe not. Maybe half of it's gone. Or you put booties on them, you stop for 15 minutes, fight booties onto all your dogs. Then you go through a creek crossing. You got to take all the booties off because they just freeze to their feet and they don't actually work anymore. So how am I doing, folks? Oh, wow. Oh, this is where Stu was saying I should try to power up a little bit here. I wasn't watching there, Stu. It's only 74 meters, and you know what? I don't know if I have 5-6 watts per kilo right now on me. In fact, I'm going to the small ring right now, and I'm just going to have to tootle along. Yeah, I used to love doing dogs. But so much work, so much effort. It took up your entire weekends because you had to train. It's like anything. And also like anything, you work all day, you come home, you got to train dogs in the dark at night. Minus 25. $3:15, so I'm 20 minutes slower already than the first time I did this. But I did it. Others didn't. I see a long list of casualties behind us. Well, I guess one thing, Chris, is riding solo like this, I can't get mad at anyone, just myself. I actually didn't even see who was all in this race. That's why sometimes I don't even like racing that much, or riding. Because I miss what you guys are doing. That's the whole point of the channel. But I just kind of felt like doing something insane today, and obviously this is a bad decision. But let's go through this bad decision together. I'm glad I didn't call this climb Mount Lemmon Redemption or something. I didn't redeem myself. So yeah, we talked about everything today. Geology, oil and gas, environmental, solar, modern day slavery in Africa, with all our mineral mining, sled dogs, VO2 maxes. Love it. Love all the input. Thank you so much, guys. Where's that little village we come to? And I'm almost done. Thanks, Neil. Sorry I couldn't hang with you guys. Bit too much for me today at this time of the day. But I see how many people didn't finish. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Looks like 18 poor souls had a rough start to their day. As did I. So yeah, I think this little village at the top is called Mount Lemmon. Mount Lemmon Village, maybe? Carlson, you got 1184 XP. I don't know how I'm going to get that at this point. I think that's what he said. Maybe it was 1084 or something. I guess it, well, maybe I'm flipping in my head. Maybe it is XP or your exertion. Gold coins would be for just the route. Inspiration rock. Wow, I did it. I did it, guys. I've struggled the whole way on this one. So I've been struggling for the entire thing. I never had it. Wow, I can't believe I'm here. Wow. Hallelujah. I'm done. I got credit. Whew. Okay, riders. Yeah, thanks, Chris. I gotta say some of that's got to do with the start. I also gotta say poor nutrition as usual. Like I said, I ate 2 bananas. I ate 1.5. I ate 1 granola bar. I started on another one, and these are like not meant for nutrition. These are meant for like 8-year-old kids. And then I had, this is still 3/4 full, and some electrolytes and some water. Yeah, it feels good. Dead last. I know I did it. So that was my whole goal with that one, is to get the hardest one out of the way. The rest will be easy now. That's Mount Lemmon. Done. Didn't even see my finish time. I don't know if I want to. So yeah, 2:55 the first time. And 3:21. So I was like half an hour slower, 26 minutes slower. And after I did it the first time, 5-star rating. 5-star rating, folks. I was like, yeah, I'm the worst cyclist on the planet. Yeah, look at my intensity factor, 0.66. Like, what does that tell you? I just didn't have it. I never pushed hard. I couldn't. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for everyone watching. The comments kept me busy. When I was just riding, looking at the app, I was dying. So after I took that break, everyone commenting to me, just taking my mind off of the ride. Thanks, Bashak. Yeah, no Stelvio climb today. I would like to one day, maybe, with a bit more conditioning. Obviously, I've done no climbing lately. Try to do all 3 Stelvio ascents in one shot. I think that would be a great challenge for everyone. I think you'd be looking at like 5,200 meters or something. I think Prato is 1,800. Bormio is what, 1,400, and I think the long version of the Umbrail is like 1,800. We just climb them, log out, go again. Climb them, log out, go again. Maybe we get a prize for that from one of our many sponsors. Okay, riders, I'm going to jump off. What time is it now? Most people are probably still sleeping right now. It's 5:39 in the morning. So 5:39 in the morning, I'm going to go make some coffee. Then I've got 2 hours to kill. I'll feed the animals in the meantime. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, folks, I'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching the punishment, the agony, obliteration of Colin. We'll see you real soon. Thanks for the support.